Hey, sweetheart, how are you? Happy Halloween. I hope you have fun plans for tonight. How can I help you? What's this reading about? Oh, thank you. I just saw that. Thank you, sweetheart. All right, sweetheart. What I meant was, what's your question? I always start this reading with a question. Is this on the Gemini? Or is this a new person? Who are we checking on? Okay, so let me first do an energy check on him and you. Well, I see you made up, and that was nice. Oh, you just said it faster than me. That's funny. Give me 1 second. Okay, let's see. Yeah, that's funny. Okay, let me see something. Oh boy, where did it go? I don't know, the cat will find it. Okay, so let's get started. All right. There's a problem. I have really bad news. This is not permanent, but it's bad news. So what are his, let me answer your original question. What are Fernando's romantic feelings or intentions for you? So, there's another woman. He has, in his mind, his intention is that he's cut the cord. That he feels that with the love and the romance, you know, friends and talking and everything like that is different. But as far as like the relationship kind of thing, he's not feeling it at this time. So he's moving on. There is a romance starting with him and another female. So his intentions are not to just, you know, leave in a bad way and you know, with fighting and yelling and all that. No, that's not it. That's not it. It's not chaos. It's more friendly, and, you know, there are caring feelings. But there's a difference between being cordial and everything and keeping things nice, and then deciding that he wants a love direction. So this, you made up in some ways, which is good. But apparently the way that things were, something left a bad taste in his mouth. He was very, you know, this was due to a lot, you know, a complicated thing. Mainly the way that he decided to, you know, choose the feelings. Let me see if this has some change within a certain time frame. I do see that, understand that I'm reading on the present, which is based on the past. And then I'm reading into the next chunk of future. And then I'm going to look at a little bit further in the future for you, okay? Because of the stress, you know, I don't want you to stay stressed. So understand what I'm saying to you. The moment of making up was real. It wasn't fake. It's not like hatred. It's not like he's like insulting you and spam bombing and all that stuff, you know, online, you know, nothing like that. It was genuine. But there were a lot of internal things with him that just checked out, and it due to misunderstandings and people in the ear and all of that. And his own convoluted stupidity. Yeah. Remember that he is led by misinformation, and a person, unfortunately, that is led by misinformation is susceptible to that. Like up and down, unfortunately. Like the blind leading the blind, you know? There is someone else that has piqued his interest with, that kind of like, he imagines there's this like great excitement there. You're going to live through feeling that. You're going to live through understanding this. But then the storm clears, and then he's going to realize that he feels differently. And then you're going to continue to be persistent, because I see that too in your own way. And he does come around. So it's going to go from like, it was like amazing, and took a quick dip down, almost broken, almost, slowly came back up, made up. Then all of a sudden it's going to like stay kind of made up, but it's going to dip down because there's somebody else. And then it's going to go a little bit further down, and then it's going to go up again. I don't know if it'll reach all the way back up to like happy, 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 ecstatic happy, but I do see that things will change. And this ebb and flow is very difficult for you to live through with someone that is fickle. You don't want that at this point. So a person can seem wonderful at first, and people get chances, right? People get chances. They fuck it up. You forgive them, right? Just like friends, family. And you just, this is now becoming like, okay, if he's going to put you through this again, no matter how amazing he was at first, you can't allow that either, right? So this up and down, up and down. So is it going to get a little bit sad and a little bit stressful for you and a little bit missing him and all the stupid crap that he's going to be putting you through? Yes. But I'm telling you right now, he will come back. I don't know after that if it's going to get into like something intense again, because I'd have to look further. It's not that I don't want to do it now. It's just that, I work with astrology, and you also have to live through this gap first too, because this is happening. So all I'm telling you is it's going to be stormy for a while, but have faith. He will come back. Of course, if your free will decides to disrupt because he frustrates you and you tell him off, or you say something, then you're going to change the outcome. So naturally, if you kind of just stay being yourself, your regular self, not your angry self, but your regular self, where you want him, you love him, you manifest him, you kind of yearn for that connection, you're keeping it alive in your heart and all of that, and you're friendly with him and everything. If you keep it like your normal pace, organically he's leaving. It might hurt you that you might see him with someone, and then all of a sudden you're going to see him like gravitate towards you again. And at that point, it's up to you to accept it or move on or whatever, because I know you'll probably accept him, but yeah. So staying chill like that is awesome, because you're not ready to walk away and say, forget it, someone new, because it's in your heart. So you got to be true to yourself. So that means understand a storm is coming. What do I mean by that? I mean by you're going to feel the distance. You might see photos of him with someone or something like that. He might tell you about somebody, whatever, but he does come back. Now, the question is, you can't build it up in your mind thinking, oh, he's going to come back and it's going to be amazing. You can't do that. This is a time to be realistic with yourself and realize you really don't deserve this. And if you do accept him back because you love him, at that point, which it's a little bit away, but at that point, he's got to work harder, because then the next time he feels doubting you or not believing you or pulling away, and then this happens again, he's going to put you through this again, and you're going to say, okay, make your choices now. I think, at this point, let me see something. At this point, moving on from him is the best choice for you. I realize that you're not going to. I understand that, Yeah. I get it. And don't ridicule or belittle your true self. If you were acting the way you were and fiery, there must have been a reason for it. So I agree, the way you went about things was rough, but at the same time, he gave you reason. So I'm not saying, oh, it's great, Kobe, you should always act that way. No, I'm saying what motivated you to be that way was you were right. It's just that the way you carried it out was not the best choice. But this is not your fault. This is also his weakness. Because he's supposed to cling on to something he believes in too. And hang on. That's what love is. And the abandonment is not cool. Yes. Go ahead. I wanted to say, because I focus on love and I pride myself on helping women, align with the best love destiny that they can. I realize he's in your heart, and I'm not trying to tell you to erase that. I'm not trying to tell you to forget him. I'm not trying to tell you those things. But it is my job to tell you, I do see that your future is better with someone else, and there are very handsome, very potential suitors out there that will make you happier. I'm not saying forget him forever, but I'm saying that some women are in a point in their life when they get a reading, if they walk away from what they have, they got to wait a couple of years. They don't have a choice sometimes, unfortunately. You do. You have other choices. You don't see them, but I do. And you also have to think about that. I believe that deep, deep, deep inside, he does love you. He is attracted to you, and he does love you. Let me explain that a little bit further. Love, real love, proper love, is not the way he's acting. The way he's acting is bullshit. That's not how you show love. Love is loyalty at every turn of the word. Love is for him to stick with it and love you and work through this. That's what love is. But I get what you're asking. Is he in love with you? Does he feel any kind of amorous, passionate, romantic love in his heart? He does. He does. He's attracted to you very much. He likes who you are. When you share common, joyful things together, yes. When you plug into him and his way, yes, he has this emotional gratification with that. He does see you in his eyes and a lot of future things. Yes, he has felt those things. He's caring. But he's in the mind frame right now where you're expendable. The connection with you is expendable to him because what's more appealing to him is chasing after something that can bring a fresh, new flavor. Understand the problem is him, his weakness, his codependency, his problem that he a lot of times believes false narratives and false beliefs, and he's susceptible to that. He's gullible in his own way. He's codependent in his own way. He has issues. He has weaknesses, and you're very strong. So because of that, unfortunately, it's not that he's plugging out of this because he doesn't love you, although that's not love, but it's the mindset he's in. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure it does as well. You got to understand that, those things have to be dealt with, those things have to be cleansed and all of that. I don't remember what I said to you in the last read, but it's recorded, so we have that as a reference. But yes, generally that is, you know, but you got to understand something too. As a magical practitioner, and I am a magical expert, absolutely. That's 13 generations. That's my family lifestyle. I grew up in a household like that, brick and mortar businesses, and magic, you know, the 9 yards, you know. So hexes affect the weakness. So if he has a weakness for disbelieving, for you know, imagining certain scenarios because he's afraid, because he has patterns, a hex will amplify that. So it doesn't come from some weird pit in the universe, some wormhole or something in the universe, and it just appears. Oh, it made you that way. Yes, it does influence the person very much, but it eats at the weakness. So yes, those things have to be cleaned, but you're not going to wipe away the fact that he himself chooses not to believe you. So yes, there is an innocence to it because of that, but at the same time, he's not fully void of, you know, there's some responsibility with it. But yes, it's definitely, so if the hex was not there, you guys would probably slowly still be working towards fixing it. And there really wouldn't be this desire to go into a different direction. But his inner self, his higher self of consciousness will be fighting that as well, which that's what destiny is. So he's going to be, that's why he's going to come, you know, to you again. It's just that I don't want you to imagine that the relationship's going to be this way or that way. It could be wonderful or it could be terrible. We'll cross that bridge when you live a little bit through this part. So yeah, that's why those things have to be dealt with when they're small. All right. Yeah. So you have to be strong, and you have so much energy, and you have such a strong spiritual, you know, focus that I like that you're going to be like this magnet to pull him in, because I like that you get what you want, this mind over matter feeling, that, you know, this energy you have. But at the same time, don't forget yourself, and don't forget how amazing you are and how much you would be a prize in someone else's life as well. So he's got work to do too. So I get it. Okay. Let's go to, we're not finished yet. You're welcome, by the way, but we're not finished yet. The reading doesn't close, so we gotta focus on something, okay? Think of any question you might have, and I'm gonna see why the reading doesn't close, okay? Give me a second, making sure there's something, you know, whatever you need to know. Okay. Is there a specific, I don't want you to walk away confused or feeling like you want more information, more clarity. Let me know what you need answers to while the energy is here. Anything specifically? Like questions you have maybe about what he felt when you were talking, questions about anything that you need to know, that when we hang up the reading and we close the reading, you feel closure, like you know the future, what's gonna be happening. You have a good sense of it. That way you can be patient and realize, yep, he's coming back, but he's gonna do something stupid, shitty, and focus on somebody, but realize later that he comes back to you. But besides all that, is there stuff you want to find out about his friends? Is there something you want to find out about, something specific he thinks about? Anything that I can help you with? I want to let you know something important as well. It's important for you to know that he's also trying to make you jealous, which also proves he's still in love with you. It's a pretty childish, immature, shitty way of doing it. A little bit vindictive. But yeah, I just thought that you should know that, because it means that he's not really enamored by someone new, or will be, but more like making you jealous, see? So you can't feed and let him know that it worked. Okay? He did get them for you. He's not lying. He has not given them to you because he's still upset. And he's going to try to make you jealous. Okay? So don't feed his plan, right? Like they say, don't give the devil cupcakes. Don't entertain his stupidity. If he tries to make you jealous, just be like, cool. Like it won't work, because that's something that he's just gonna be bored of. You can't do that. Just don't toy or play mind games. He's playing the mind games. Just be chill and genuine, and be wise about, because genuine completely would be admitting everything you feel, which is good, but in this particular case, because he's being so childish, it's better you just reserve that. So just like a mixture of chill and patient, sweet, understanding, and mysterious, not letting him know everything you feel, that kind of thing, and write it out until he just decides, okay. Right. Instant gratification, feeding the ego. Virgos are very vindictive. A lot of people attribute that to, Scorpio. But Scorpios are vindictive in a different way. Virgo is vindictive, very much so. Yeah. So it's hard for them not to know that they got someone back in some way, or they got something for their troubles in exchange. So that's where that comes from. And yes, you could grow tired of, yeah, Libra. Libra has, especially Libra females, lots of patience, incredible patience. And then one day, they're just done. Bye-bye. Doors closed, there's nothing there. And when they close the door, it's not because they're trying to play a game or they're trying to see what the other person does. They close that door because that door is closed, because there's nothing there. And that's it. And that's what he doesn't know. While he's playing these little games, he doesn't know, that once you make up your mind, that's it. And that will be your choice in the future. Yeah. That's a good thing. So okay. So the reading closes. We went over everything that is important. Yeah, right. So you will have the satisfaction of knowing that he will be back. So you are a Venus child, you're a Venetian child. So, that's the thing about Libras and Taurus. Taurus has a different karma in general, Taurus females, but Libra females, yeah, it's not like the Scorpio female, because the Scorpio female will always have the ex come back, almost always. At least they'll try once or be obsessed with them. With a Libra, it's very similar, but it happens in different waves of energy. So he will try again, and at that point you make your choice, because Libra grows tired. One day it's just, that's it. It's like the scale can be balanced and balanced and balanced, and one day they'll just go bloop, scales tipped, I'm not fixing it, I'm not going to sit there balancing this bullshit, bye. And they'll just do that. You can't change his ways. In some ways he's spoiled. It comes from the mother. So there's a lot of, he does have, so he is Gemini, but there's a great deal of Taurus merger there too. There's some Taurus in there as well. And yes, that's also very Gemini. Yeah, the youngest, the baby. Yeah, right. Of course. Yeah, which also makes that even worse. And the Virgo moon too. Yeah. I have to be loved like mom has loved me. I'm the special one for the male, not the female. Yeah. So, yeah. So just be patient. He still loves you. That's not a way to show love, and he's got to do a lot of growing up. But yes, he still feels it. He wants to make you jealous. There's going to be a couple rough cycles up and down, and then you're going to have that moment where you make the decision. You choose to know what that's going to look like. We got to wait a little bit and look further. I mean, because you're not, I'm not trying to sell you another reading. The reading that you got was plenty. For me to look super deep, I'd have to do like one of those big ones now if we want to look that deep. Why? You don't need to. You already know the flavor of the music. So, I mean, unless you become obsessive with knowing the answers and stuff like that, then whatever, we'll look. But other than that, wait a little bit, and we'll cross that bridge and we'll kind of see what's going on there. It's not the end. This is just like a ugly storm, like an ugly phase. And you have to be okay. And remember something else, you have a lot of options out there. You may not feel that you do, but you do. There are some handsome potential suitors for you that are, are missing out on you because you're focusing in on this guy. But this guy may, I think you're not ready anyway to plug out of this waiting for him. I feel you really love him, and you have to be ready to. So if you follow your heart, you're going to wait for the Gemini a little bit longer, see if he gets with the program. If you are, and remember, Geminis are slow in how they do things, very slow pace. Virgos they could be pretty fast with some things, but yeah. Well, that'll answer a lot of questions, but it's, it's not needed, If you were engaged and this happened, I would then say, oh my God, wait, let's do it. But I'm not saying it's required. You do it if you want to, if you feel that you want those answers, but it's not required. I only push someone to do that when I feel it's like one of those like marital, like big decisions kind of thing. You don't need his time. Yeah. I don't need his time. Yeah, you do. You lost me on that last question when you said, and you don't need his time because you're asking. Yeah, like, the time of his birth. His rising. If you don't have it and you can't get it, then let me know. There's always things to do. There's always things that it's best if you have it. But if you don't, there's always ways to look further, as long as it's the the birthday. But it would be wonderful, astrologically very important, if you had his birth time. But what happens when a person can't get it? That they don't turn away with 0 answers, because I can work without it. There's a lot of information I can give you without it, but there's an incredible amount of information I can give you with it. So. Yes, the time that you met and you were at the peak of the relationship, that would be important for me to have that date, time, and place as well. I need that too. Yeah, I know he won't give it. Yeah, I know. I could probably do a time correction, but those are expensive. They're like $40. And it's just, you don't need to do any of that. Try to keep the cost down. And yeah. I want you to get spiritual readings that help you, that you feel you need for clarity, that you find that they're important for you. But I don't want you to waste a lot of money on him needlessly. Only if you feel in you that you need it for that, like, tranquility. But if not, save your dollars for yourself. Yeah. So. Yeah, exactly. And don't forget, by you focusing on him, there's a bunch of suitors that are not that you could be having a good. It's a priority. It has to be with him that you wait. How bad? So it's you either wanting Fernando really badly, or you wanting romance and a real relationship really badly. If you prioritize wanting a romantic relationship really badly that's really good, then focus on that. If you want Fernando, then you gotta wait. You gotta wait on his bullshit phase. All right, sweetheart, thank you so much. Hey, thank you, sweetie, and have a happy Halloween, okay? Have fun. Yeah, I gotta get ready too in my costume. Let's see. So, Candy Girl, how are you? How do you get a reading? So, you just go to my shop and you get one, and There's different ones that I offer. So I do private stream where it's a link and nobody has, it's 1 hour and nobody can listen to the stream. They're not recorded and posted on my channel, because this one is, I post my lives on the channel. That way the client can have like a reference, and you know, anybody that wants to watch my work or whatever. I stream on TikTok and I do a lot of like crystal ball readings. Those are free, and I'll be tired and I'll just like pull good little crystal messages. Those are free, but my paid readings are on YouTube, because of the censorship on TikTok being crazy. So a lot of times you'll see me on TikTok first, and then when I'm fulfilling readings, I'll go to YouTube. The good thing about YouTube live stream is that the public ones is that when I'm doing them, there's not all the trolls and all the people leave. So it's nice and quiet. It's like a couple of people and that's it. Where on TikTok, the traffic is, you know, a lot higher because that's the algorithm. But anyway, you can always go in for my shop, and if I'm not streaming at that time, I have open email, so that means you can send me a message. You know, I'll see the order came in, and I'll usually, if I'm not streaming, I'll email the person and say, hey, your order came in. You know, they're not booked. Only private readings are booked. So I don't book my public readings. Those are just hit the bell notification, and whenever I'm streaming, which is usually 5 days a week, I'll hop on there. All right. Thank you so much. Happy Halloween, guys. Have fun. Bye.